What is up, horror hounds? It is Wednesday, the day of something. It's time for another movie review of 4 movies. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm going to have anything nice to say about any of these movies that I'm about to review. But that's not terribly surprising because it's all shit. I mean, most of it, though. Most of it's shit. We're dying. We're dying breed, you guys. Nobody knows how to make horror movies anymore. All right. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this started. All right. So tonight for our first entry is a movie called Starve. And this movie is pretty much your standard backwoods redneck cannibal, more or less. This movie is about some kids. Oh god. Right. They cast this woman, that lady right there. She already looked like she was starving, so they didn't really have to do any kind of additional training. Like, you'd see all of her bone. I mean, look, you can see her scapula wing right there. Literally didn't need to cast or to have this actress like lose weight as the movie went on. So, anyways, what ends up happening is, surprise, surprise, there is, God, fuck, this movie is bad. This movie is bad. These kids get kidnapped and they have to fight other abductees to eat food because the only way that you win is by killing somebody out. The whole thing was just fucking awful and it was bullshit. Oh, and it took place inside of a school, and the main villain was, surprise, surprise, a fucking Jigsaw-like principal character who apparently was so irritated at all of these paranormal investigators and people who are investigating incidents, because I don't even fucking remember what happened at this school. That, yeah, I don't remember. Trash. Not even any of the kill scenes in this movie were worth watching. Like, a lot of it was really gross. I remember one of the first ones in it, like, this dude bit off somebody else's fingers, which, I mean, like, wow, super impressive jaw strength, guy. I don't care. It was so poorly executed that it was distracting throughout the rest of the movie that it just felt like there was no redeeming quality about this movie, other than maybe the title, which should have been possibly something else. Would I recommend Starve? Absolutely not. No, thanks. Moving on to our second film of the evening is Always Watching a Marble Hornets Story. I don't know if you guys remember back in like early 2000s, 2010s, I guess. There was a YouTube channel called Marble Hornets. This was shortly after the whole Slenderman ideology started. This was shortly after the whole Slenderman creepypasta thing started. This movie was one that I actually watched without Corey, surprisingly enough, because this piece of shit is a found footage film. And the only reason why Corey likes watching movies like this with me is to hear me talk utter shit about found footage movies. So basically, this wasn't out of everything that I'm going to review tonight. This was probably the best. And I fucking hate saying that, especially since this was a found footage movie. So, right, Marble Hornets, Slenderman, like, there's a lot of fucking campy, cheesy, like, bullshit scenes in this movie. Most of which it was not worth watching. Like, most of this wasn't worth watching. Weird possession style fucking, shit in here. I don't know, you guys. I mean, it was better than the Slenderman, the blockbuster movie that came out a couple of years ago. So, I mean, there's that. This felt kind of like a follow-up to Marble Hornets, which abruptly ended, I think. Like, I don't really... Like, I got into Marble Hornets for a little bit. Just because it was kind of cool and, like, sort of spooky and, urban legendy and stuff like that. But I would not fucking watch this movie. I would not watch it again, and I will not ever watch it again. So... All right, moving on to number 3. Okay, so first of all, the Red streaming service practically shoved this down your throat anytime you activated it, right? Like, hey, here's what's new. Check out this movie, Army of the Dead. Oh, it's so good. And then on top of that, not only did I hear about it from the Red streaming service, but everybody I know that we had talked to, like, the week after this movie came out, they're like, did you see it yet? Oh my god, it was so good. This movie was not good. This movie was not good at all. This movie was garbage. Zack Snyder should stop making fucking movies. Here's why I did not like this. Both me and Corey, like, walking into this movie, we absolutely knew exactly what to expect from this movie. It looked like shit. It like, the trailer looked like shit. I tell you what didn't look like shit is about the first 15 minutes of the movie, which was actually the entire intro of the movie. Why could they not make a movie about that instead of what this was, which was Ocean's 11 meets Zombieland? It was not good. That lady with the cigar that was smoking the whole time, that wasn't even real smoke. You could see it. If you're gonna cast somebody to smoke a cigar, maybe have them actually smoke one. I know it's not very PC to do cigar smoking or tobacco use. Like, fuck you. This is a horror movie. Like, if you're gonna do something, do it fucking right. Don't add it in post, you bitches. Best part about this entire movie. Right at the beginning of this movie, during the 15-minute long version of Viva Las Vegas, holy shit, oh my god, I'm going to get into that in a minute too. Best part of this movie were the zombie showgirls. That little snippet right there, fucking awesome. The whole introduction of this movie should have been the movie. And I know Zack Snyder's got a lot of really big plans to do this whole trilogy. I wish he wouldn't, because I have to watch them. And my poor fucking wife has to watch them too. I don't make her. She opts to do it because she cares about me. There were a number of other things about this movie that really bothered me. The fact that this movie did come out this year, which means they filmed it either partially through last year or the beginning of this year, and interjecting a pandemic-style event that's happening. Don't you think we're all a little tired of that already? Just interject, kind of current events. Like, no, nobody wants that shit. There had to have been some of the worst fucking music, like song covers, I have ever heard in my life. The first cover in this movie of any song that I've ever heard was Bad Moon Rising. I will put the link in the comment section below. I wanted to fucking kill myself after I heard this shit. What the fuck? It was like listening to a woman sing about her period. If you're gonna waste your fucking time 2.5 hours watching this piece of shit, then you'll experience it for yourself. I can tell you right now that it's not worth it. Especially, and I don't know anatomy as well as I should be, but that spine on that zombie tiger was backwards. Yeah, backwards. Everything about this movie sucked. No, there were no redeeming qualities. Like a lead. You've been warned. I'm wondering how long they were behind me for now. I'm sure I'll find out in editing. That's great. This movie was so fucking bad. Zombie stripper queen. No. Where'd she get the crown? Where'd that come from? What kind of fucking stripper wears a crown on stage? Nobody fucking cares. No part of this movie was worth a fucking shit. Especially 2.5 hours long. The story did not need to be happening. Like I said, if we had watched the beginning of this movie, or as the entire movie, that would have been great. I bet it would have been much better. That zombie tiger's spine is backwards. Look at it. You'll see. Stupid. So stupid. That's it. That's all I have to say about this movie. I could go on, but I don't want to waste your time like Zack Snyder did ours. Fuck you. Which brings us to number 4. Our final film of the evening was the Tag-Along. Corey stumbled across this. I guess it'd be the blue one. The blue streaming service. With reviews boasting that it was the highest grossing horror movie ever made. Maybe in Taiwan. I can tell you that this movie had a very strong start. So strong. It's getting good. It's getting dark. It's getting creepy. You guys ever, I'm sure you have. I'm sure you've all watched movies where you get to a point in the movie and there's one thing that happens and it completely destroys the entire feel of the rest of the movie. Just pulls you right the fuck out. I mean to sound like an asshole or anything, but I have seen better CG in GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64. The lead ghost monster thing, honest to God, looked like a fucking South Park character. You're a fucking piece of shit! Like, it was bad. I mean, the story was easy enough to follow. The premise of the movie was really good. It had a really fucking strong start. Man, it had a strong start. Like, if they had just kept everything in the dark and not shown us any of that, it probably would have done really well. I gotta say, that was one of the biggest letdowns that I think I've ever seen. Rendering a monster or whatever, like, oh, the way that this is a fable from Taiwan. It's a little demon that appears to be, as a child, decides to latch on and tag along for, wherever you're going, and then they, just create chaos and mischief and start murdering fucking people and all of that shit. It's just that first minute that you see the monster, the demon, the ghost thing, and you're like, fuck, man. And then you're hopeful that the next time you see it, like, oh well, maybe that was just a fluke, and it was short, and maybe it's kind of they fucked up on the first front. No, it's a South Park monster. You're a fucking piece of shit. Like 100%. Like, it looks like it's animated like a South Park monster. Sucked all of the creep, just, which was really disappointing. I wish I could say better things about any of the movies that I've both subjected my wife to and myself. Again, like I said last week, there hasn't been really a whole lot of anything good coming out, which is sad because we're all dying to see something that's decent. For fuck's sake, Hollywood, get your shit together. Aside from that, though, I wish I could tell you guys to watch any of these movies that I've reviewed tonight. You probably already watched Army of the Dead, which, bummer for you, because that was 2.5 hours of your life that you're never going to get fucking back. That is it for me. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell button so you can watch another dumb, ranty-filled video just like this one. And you'll get notified every time I post one. So, good on you. So, if you disagree with any of the movies that I have shit all over, go ahead and give me a comment down there in the section below and let me know why I was wrong or why I was right. Anyways, that's it for me. Don't forget about Retro Access Deluxe. I mean, there's good stuff on there still. Also, as a quick final note, I do want to give a shout out to my newest subscriber, Movie Reviews by JT. This guy subscribed to me a couple of days ago after we both reviewed the same movie, which was, what was it, Woman in the Window, I think? And he subscribed. So if you guys want me to say your name, go ahead and subscribe to my channel so that way I can give you guys a shout out as well. See, the whole YouTube community is a network of people that are trying to voice their opinion even though no one really cares. Right, that is it for me. I will see you guys next week, which means I will see you in the future. Oh, right. There's a whole scene in the beginning of the movie where it was recorded while they were actually driving in the car, and the audio guy was like, this isn't working. So then they had to redub the entire section, which was like 15 minutes long, and everything was off slightly, and it really showed. But, I mean, what are you going to do, you know? Standard backwoods redneck bullshit. Creepypasta dipshit. I don't even think there's audio to this. Is there? Oh, just barely. The best parts of this movie... Not him. Tell you what. Is that door closed? Today was Jameson's last day at school. Now I have to go check the door. Door was not closed. I think it was if you anger something, or if you go hiking.